I think we all need to see that one more time.
I'm with him. I said no. Begrudgingly, they all left. You're probably wondering, wasn't I scared, especially now that I was alone? The answer was yes, but something in my soul told me that I was up next. I spent my whole life waiting for something that was truly supernatural to happen. And now it was in front of me.
Let me just say at this point, I thought she was a complete dumbass.
Movement from the planchette on the Ouija board. One of you is not who you say you are.
A sec. What are you talking about?
I heard blood-curdling shrieks coming from the forest outside the treehouse, like nothing I'd ever heard before. What the The planchette was moving on its own now. I watched it go from letter to lever. That is not Kevin. He is coming back for you. Run. And so I did.
What a punch to the gut. I remember the first time I watched this yesterday. My gosh, did that get me good.
The small section of the city I live in is generally known to be haunted. I think I know why. It's time for me to leave.
8.5 out of 10 story right there. This episode was a banger. Or at least the story was a complete banger. The only reason I'm not giving it a 10 because I wasn't, peeing my pants the whole time. But, that last bit surely did get me. So 8.5 for a Ouija board. Keeps asking people to leave.
Alright, Ronald McDonald house.
Story number 2, Ronald McDonald house, is a good example of an older story. It brings a lot of the old tropes, throwing up blood, random crucifixions of children and stuff like that, all of which are fine. I found it to be an alright story, a little bit weaker compared to first one's pretty good. This is a lot weaker, I will say, from being real. I didn't dislike it too much. It reminds me very much of old school. Kid just wrote it one night, uploaded to a random website type of deal. Fine, slightly creepy, I guess. I think maybe a little kid, as kid for the clowns, it probably got me when I was like a little kid. Now it's just like, meh, creepy clowns murdering kids and torturing them. I've seen it too many times. It's not as interesting. It's just not scary, man. It's just not scary. It's a fine story, though. It entertained me, so I will say, at least it was not boring. Because the worst crime that you could commit on the internet is being boring, right? So, I'll give them that. It was not boring. We immediately went and just butchering, a little bit. You didn't see too much of it, but implied butchering. So, I'll give it that. Moved quick. Ending wise, I don't really know. I guess they showed an image briefly at the end of the episode. I guess that's what they were referencing. It's a creepy image, sure, but I could also get the vibe they wrote the whole story based off of just one image. So, overall opinion, weaker story. 4.5 to 4.8. Just below average, an average tale. Nothing too crazy about it. That's just my review. Overall episode, 7. It was a good episode. Good ep. I don't know how the math averages out there, but it probably should be lower, I guess, average score, because it brought it down, so maybe like a 6.5. But it's only because the clown one brought it down a little bit. But overall, a good ep. It's above a 5, so good. All right. That's my review. You all stay creeped now throughout the week until next CreepCast. And bye-bye. Talk to you later.